Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I'm just having a lovely relaxing day today. No gardening, no nothing. I'm just going to sit and knit. I had a lovely day yesterday. My son, my middle son, who lives in a place called Carlton Lindrick, which is, I think it's not far from Sheffield, I'm not sure. He used to live in Worksop, but he moved to a place called Carlton Lindrick. He messaged me early on in the morning and says, "Are you home today, ma'am?" I messaged him back and says, "Yes, I'm home today. Why?" He said, "Well, I'm on my way up." He said, "I will be on my way up." He said, "I was just making sure that you're going to be there first." So I said to him, "I know when he comes up, my granddaughter Cheryl is his daughter. I know he always likes to see Cheryl and the kids and that when he comes up." So I said, "Mind, Cheryl is the camping this weekend, mind. I don't know what time she'll be back." But he said, "Oh, I'm still coming up." So, but he must have messaged Cheryl because it was around about 1, I think, when near enough to 1 o'clock when they got up here. And the two of them sort of arrived at my house at the same time. I think he had messaged Cheryl and they had left the campsite a little bit earlier in the morning instead of later on in the day, because she wouldn't miss seeing her dad coming up here. So at my house we had lunch and it's a lovely day. It was a beautiful day, lovely and sunny, lovely and warm. Some other parts of the country haven't had it so good actually, and it's very unusual for us. If other parts of the country are cold and miserable, we are usually the same. It was the opposite way around yesterday I should say. So after lunch we all ended up in the garden. So I got a lot of my garden tidied yesterday. I got the outside my gate where I go out to the cycle path outside, and all the weeds and everything were really overgrown and they were coming to meet each other on either side of there's a little path that comes out from my gate, and I couldn't get through it without getting the brambles catching onto my clothes and my cardigan, and I cleared that with what I could with my strimmer, because I forgot to charge up the batteries on the strimmer, so there was only a few minutes on each, but I managed to clear some of it, and then I used the hand shears, the things like this to cut down some of the other ones. And my granddaughter was digging. She practically dug the whole garden. It is quite a large garden and there's a lot of places that you have to dig and that, but she went under the hedge and got all the weeds out under there and then started digging the patches, and I was doing some more strimming other places in the garden that needed doing. And Eddie, there was only 2 of the grandkids there. My granddaughter's partner left like to empty. He said he went home to empty all the stuff from the camping thing, and one of the boys went with him. So there was only the 2 boys and Cheryl and my son then, like, and we were just clearing things. And so I put my son to work as well while he was here. So I've been waiting for you coming up. There's a microwave there for you to fix. My garage door wants fixing. I says it's one of those up and over ones, and I'm having trouble. When I start to pull it up, it sticks and I've got to force it up. And then when I come to shut it, I get it so far down, I have to kick it to get it in. So I says the garage door wants looking at. I says there's a lot of thingy points on it, I think, where it has to be oiled and that. I says you're better at doing that, and because he is not a keen gardener. He doesn't like doing gardening, but he had plenty of jobs to keep him busy. And then I had a greenhouse, just one of those with the metal frame things, and the plastic cover over it. But it was just all in bits. It wasn't up. And it's been lying around there for about 2 years, and I said, that's a job there for you. Because I says, it's like a jigsaw to me. I says, I cannot work that out. So we managed that and put that up, and then I took all the kids' toys. So I've got that greenhouse there now. And I've got a load of kids' toys, bikes and scooters and all sorts in my outhouse. And every time I go in and I want to get to the benches for anything, I've got to keep moving all these toys around that. So I've took them out and I've put them in the greenhouse. Give me a bit more room. At least I've got a cover in the greenhouse that'll stop them from thinking there. But Eddie had them all over the garden, and he was digging my little patches. And of course, when he digs something, he puts a spade in and just sort things it like that, puts it in and chucks it out, and the soil was all over the patio. And I'm saying, will you stop throwing the soil all over the patio, man? But anyway, we've got my garden starting to look nice and tidy now. That's just the back garden. I need the front garden finishing off what I started. But I treated everyone to a Chinese meal after that. We went to the local Chinese and we're all sitting down having the Chinese, and I think we just finished one meal and Eddie decides to go upstairs into the toilet, and he come back down again. He said, this is him pointing at me. He says, you. He says, I flushed your poo down the toilet. And I looked, what do you say? I says, you never flushed my poo down the toilet. I says, mine went down early this morning. Then he points at his mum and he says, I flushed your poo down the toilet. And she says, no, never mind blaming me, it wasn't me. And then he looked at my son, his granda. He started pointing at him and Tony, that's my son, he says, oh, don't you blame me, it wasn't me. So I says, the only one we can blame, I says, is your brother Frankie. I says, but he's away out to see his cousin. They've got a cousin on my estate, lives up the top somewhere. I says, he's away to see her. So I says, we cannot blame him. You'll have to wait till he comes back to find out, to blame him. And he did when he come back. That was the first thing he said to him when he come in the door. Little terror, you know, like at that age. But at least he was trying to help doing the garden. His brother Frankie just messed about. And I said, you want to earn some extra pocket money, Frankie? I says, you'll have to help your mum dig that garden. I says, not mess about, help her dig it. Oh, you know, you couldn't find a spade quick enough. But he was still messing about. So I promised him some money, so I gave it to his mum, and I said, you give him what you think he's entitled to, because he didn't do as much as what he should have. I says, for what I promised he could have. But I says, when I promised him some extra pocket money, says it was to do work, not to mess about. Because I think an 11-year-old is old enough to help out with things like that. So anyway, it was about 8:30 before everybody went, because Cheryl had to get back by to get the kids to bed, and my son had to drive back down again. He said it was going to be about 11 o'clock by the time he got home, so we left about 8:30. And that was really nice day for a long time. Because I don't see my son very often. He comes up when he can manage it. And so I did not do very much knitting yesterday. I'd done just a few lines before my son messaged me. I'd do a little bit while I was waiting of them coming, but not very much. And I didn't really sit down to do any knitting till about 9:30, because I had just piles and piles of dishes, because we'd had the lunch. We hadn't bothered washing any dishes up afterwards. I just all went out in the garden, and so I had all of those dishes and all of them off the tea. And so I am on my knitting today. And I'm onto the sleeve on this one here. I have done the done the little. This is a 20-inch one on the third one on the PDF that I'll be doing. That's the back and the two. You know, it's all done in one. The thing. So that's that part finished, and I'm nearly up to the armholes on the sleeve, and then I just need to put the neck on and do all the finishing touches, sew it up, and then I can start printing out the PDF. I could print the PDF out now because I know more or less what I have to do from this, but if I start printing out the PDF, I'll not get no knitting done. So I'm going to do the knitting until I finish and do the PDF when it's completely all completely finished. And I have still had 1 or 2 orders on eBay, so eBay are still letting me sell things. You know, they have they've got a selling limit, but they're still letting me sell things. They're just not letting me list anything up until I think it'll be the 1st of June before I can list anything. So I only have 3 knitting patterns left up on eBay, as well as a bargain pack I put up with all 5 in. I'm not sure how many. I'll have a look at my phone and see how many of each is left on. So once those other ones go down, I can't put anything else up until I think it's the 1st. I won't know until the 1st one. I'll try. Where's eBay up there? This tells me how many I've got left of each, because I usually put about the knitting patterns. I put about 10 up at a time. And as people buy them, they go down and down. And when the last one sells, I put them up again. So I'll have a look and I can tell you all. I'll have a pack of all five of the knittings. I've got a bargain pack of 5 knitting patterns. And there's still 3 of those up. I think I had 10 when I put them up. So there's 3, but they are only going to go up. I'll probably only put them up after those 3 are sold. I'll probably only put it up once more, another 10 up once more, and that'll be the end of the bargain. Anybody after that will have to buy them all separate, because I'm just putting that up for probably about 20 patterns, 20 orders. I still have 8 of the little 16 to 20 rosebud lace ones to sell up there. And there's 8 of the 22 to 28 inch rosebud. And I still have a few of some imperfect ones I was selling for £1.80 for 2 patterns. And I have 7 of the blackberry ones still up there. So there is 2 knitting patterns missing. There's the mock rib one. What's the other one? And the moss stitch ones. So I can't put those ones up until AB lifts the restrictions that placed on me. I hope they don't keep doing this every time, because once I start putting more PDFs up the way these other ones sold, these ones are going to be the same. And I know, so they're going to hinder how many people can buy them. And I have put them up on Etsy. But Etsy, I don't get as much from Etsy as what I get from eBay. So I do prefer putting them up on eBay to what I do on Etsy. So that's what's on eBay. And so I'm going to finish this little cardigan today. I'm not doing any gardening today. I didn't realise how much that took out of me yesterday, because I was working in the garden all day, well, all afternoon, from after lunch until it was about 5 o'clock, when about 5:30 when I went round to the Chinese takeaway to get the meal. And my son took me in his car, because I said I wanted him to come with me because everything he has to be gluten-free because he has celiac disease. And when they asked you can explain to them what you want in the Chinese, please, because I say I haven't got a clue. But they're very, very good. This Chinese takeaway from, it's just round the corner from where I live. And when my son's been up before, we've gotten the gluten-free thing from there before, and they're very good with it. They know exactly what he can and can't have. And so he took me there, and of course, young Frankie, the oldest, my great-grandson and my son's grandson, came with us, Nosy. And that was it. So I didn't even realise how long I had been working out, but when I got up this morning, put my feet on the floor, my body just went down like that. It took me a little while for, you don't realise as you're getting older you cannot do what you did when you were younger. Especially me, when I'm sitting here knitting, sitting on the settee knitting all day, I don't get as much exercise as I should. But anyway, no matter how whatever it took out of me, I enjoyed my day yesterday. So that's my time for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.